Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Many thanks to Donnie for presenting the award. The Allison family has been close to ours for many years, and we thank them for all they have done both personally and for the sport. Congratulations both to Ricky Rudd and Carl Edwards tonight for their inductions tonight. It is with great pride and gratitude that I stand here tonight to honor my father, Ralph Moody, as he takes his place in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I want to thank NASCAR for creating this great hall to honor its legends, and the voting committee for choosing Ralph Moody as a new member. Dad's story began in 1917 in Massachusetts, but his journey to this moment was anything but ordinary. He left home at 17 and found a job in a neighboring town on a dairy farm. One day, another farmhand said, "Let's go watch the midgets." He asked, "What's a midget?" His racing career was about to begin. Seated in this early midget on the farm with his future wife, Mitzi, the farmer's daughter. This next photo shows our grandfather, Ralph Sr. on the far left, and Braddy Winters behind Ralph. Everybody has a mentor. Dad credited Braddy with being his and teaching him about design, fabrication, and materials. They were a winning team in New England for many years. Not everything goes smoothly. This was after an oil plug failed and he had burns from hot oil. This, with other injuries, would come to influence his focus on race car safety in later years. When World War II called, he traded in his driver's seat for the turret of a tank, serving in General Patton's 13th Armored Division. After the war, he returned home and did what he knew best, racing. Note number 82, which would transition to a more famous number later. Braddy Winters, who owned a car, noted that they could make more money racing stock cars. So they did, and they continued winning in New England. Note that that was a Ford, as were the engines in the midgets. He and Mitzi married and moved in 1949 and moved to Florida. His journey shifted into high gear. He was hired by Pete DiPaolo, who was running the Ford division, factory Fords. He had 5 Cup wins in 56 and 57, but Ralph Moody wasn't content with just being a driver. He was an innovator, a thinker, and a problem solver. In 1957, he partnered with John Holman to co-found the iconic Holman Moody racing team. John and Ralph were both great at their respective talents. Howard D. Hart, who worked at Holman & Moody, said it best. Ralph wanted the fastest race cars in the world, and John wanted the largest business in the world. They both achieved their dreams at Holman & Moody, along with a host of talented people that they were able to hire. Together, they didn't just build cars, they built an empire of innovation. From engine performance to aerodynamics, their ideas pushed the limits of what stock car racing could achieve. Holman Moody built a powerhouse in Charlotte, eventually employing over 600 people in 3 states. Holman Moody in Charlotte, Holman Moody Marine in Miami, and Holman Moody Strop in Long Beach, California. They achieved 96 Cup wins and 526 starts between 57 and 72, winning 18% of their starts. They captured back-to-back championships in 68 and 69 with David Pearson, and they participated in almost every form of racing, including the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Today, Holman & Moody is still operated by Lee Holman, John's son, south of the Charlotte airport. What was Ralph Moody's favorite car number? 28 was a favorite, but when Fred Lorenzen's number was retired in 1967, he wanted to retain the potential of 28 by putting 2 cars together. There was another favorite also. His 5 wins came in car number 12, including the first Cup win for number 12. In 1971, Bobby Allison drove a Holman Moody number 12 car for 8 wins. There was also one other win for a Holman Moody built car in 1971, owned by Melvin Joseph and driven by Bobby Allison. Ralph and Melvin were friends with a long racing history together, and 49 was Melvin's favorite number. Ralph transitioned to start his own company in 1972, Ralph Moody Incorporated. Again, he was able to hire a talented group of folks. They built engines for L.G. DeWitt's team in '73 for Benny Parsons' championship-winning season. And Humpy Wheeler called him in 1976 to field a car for Janet Guthrie, which he did and campaigned in 76 and 77 for Janet. Ralph retired after 1979, still working on some high-mileage vehicles and consulting with race teams. But for Dad, it was never about winning. He believed in making racing better, not just faster. His focus on safety in an era when the sport was often unforgiving is a testament to his vision and his heart. His legacy is in the courage to try something new and the unwavering belief that racing could always be safer, smarter, and more exciting. Thanks to Lee Holman for his help with the Holman Moody history and kind words on Ralph's induction. Thanks to my wife, my sister, and all my family for always being behind me. And on behalf of our family, I want to thank NASCAR, the Hall of Fame committee, the fans, and all of you who helped shape and recognize his incredible career. To our dad, thank you for showing us that success isn't just about the accolades. It's about the impact you leave on the people and the sport you love. Congratulations, Dad. You've truly earned your place in the history books.